Leslie girl, did you really do that? Showed up on TV with that ugly ass wig? Oh, girl. Now, this is the type of episode we've been waiting on. Hey, y'all. Welcome to my channel. Hi, I am Shar. I'm your recap auntie. Right here, baby. And we are here with the Moo Moo Review to bring y'all episode number 29 of Beyond the Gates. Hey, how y'all doing? Let me readjust. I told you this damn Moo Moo will choke the shit out of you if you don't do it right. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? Y'all good? I'm good. I'm real good. A lot of things are happening for me that's good, and I'm good. It makes it real good. Things that are new to you, you be like, damn, do I still understand? Yes, you do. You do understand everything that's new to you. You'll be all right. But anyway, hey, y'all. Welcome to my channel. This is the type of episode that we've been waiting on. This one. Because that one from Friday, I was like, this ain't no Friday episode. No, episode number 28 wasn't good. But Mondays, baby, I could have looked at that for 10 hours straight. And Ted, baby, when you and that diabolical black, honey, I'm going to miss you. Who am I miss you? Whew. He scared me. I was like, ooh, Mufasa. Ooh, that was so good on Monday. That's why I'm real late turning this one in, because I had to watch it and split it up and have some stuff pop off that I had to take care of. But I'm here. And yeah, episode 29 was real good. So we open up with Papa Vernon. Okay, hey, laptop notes. Y'all already know the tea. We open up with Papa Vernon working on a speech. He finally getting some money for a paid event and paid engagement. And Anita finds that out. And she was like, oh, baby, let me lend you a hand, honey. Because, she used to help him with his speeches and stuff back in the day. So the name of the thing that he has to speak for is the August 28th Foundation. I don't know if that's called August 28th or if it's going to be held on August 28th. But whatever the case may be. Ooh, he's stuck. He can't finish writing his speech. He can't get his words together. He got a lot on his mind. So she's like, well, won't you hit up, Anita was like, won't you hit up some old speech writers? He was like, the best one is standing right here in front of me right now. So he reads to her what he wrote. And so he says something about when he don't stand up to bullies that they win. He said something really sweet. And I was like, okay, I see what we're doing. This episode was full of bullies, full of them. From beginning to end, full of bullies. So Samantha and Ty, they show up over at the house because Martin and Smitty get into it because Martin's sitting on the couch, sleep like he was, and then he wakes up from that damn nightmare again. This time we see a crowbar, we see car brake lights, and we hear somebody say something, scream or something. He wakes up, what the fuck is that? So Smitty was like, what's going on with you? Leave me alone, get off me. He was like, look, something going on with you. You ain't talking to me about it. Let's skip the subject. What's going on with Tyrell? Martin is real good with doing that shit. He's real good with doing that. So anyway, we found out that Tyrell and Samantha went over to Vernon and Anita's house. So Vernon was like, glad you here, Ty. We finna play some more chess, and I'm gonna beat your. It's like, you beat me the last time, I'm gonna beat you. Nah, granddaddy, great granddaddy, no, well, that ain't happening. I'm gonna beat you. So they play, and Samantha goes with great grandmother Anita to the library because they talk about. I think Samantha said that she wanted to get some help with a poetry or something for class, and so of course Anita has a library, honey, of Langston Hughes and Zora Neale Hurston and all of the greats of the Harlem Renaissance, baby. I was like, yes, and she did this quote, and I think I'm going to hold on to it. I might get a tattoo. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly. I said, you better, no. Is it this? No. Yeah, say that, Lady Anita. So, they help each other. Tyrell does beat, Granddaddy Vernon. He does. And so Samantha, she be looking at her phone like, them big old eyes. I said, whoever tells her to play suspicious, that baby's playing it like perfectly. So she's looking at her phone because her phone is just buzzing, buzzing, buzzing. You know, remember Tyrell talked about what happened with somebody took a picture of his checkerboard underwear, and that's gotten all around school. So everybody's talking about him. And so he was looking at it, and he can't help but look at it. And so, you know, they go back home because they spent the afternoon, just a couple of hours over there with the mother and, Lady and Dupree, and they went back home. And so, Tyrell is like stuck in the phone. He's like, man, I need to see what's going on. And Samantha was like, you don't need to be looking at that. Go somewhere. It's going to die down. He was like, look, I need to see what people are saying. And so Smitty overhears them talking about what's going on. And so, of course, Samantha leaves. No, Tyrell goes upstairs, and then Samantha stays downstairs, and Smitty be grilling her. But, you know, Samantha ain't saying nothing. That's her brother, her bro. She ain't saying shit. Nothing. Her lips are tight. So that's pretty much it. I mean, with Martin and everybody. Oh, Martin with his evil ass. He goes over to the Duprees, his grandmother and grandfather. And because he said, you know, he's kind of worried about these damn visions and dreams that he's having because it's disrupting him waking up in his sleep, and Smitty is getting suspicious. So, you know, Smitty had told him to slow down and stuff. So Martin goes to Vernon and Anita's house, and he tells them about these dreams that he's having. So Vernon asks him, is it about that night? So Martin is like, it's getting worse, more vivid and more frequent, and Smitty is noticing. So Anita was like, everyone has nightmares, honey. There is nothing suspicious about that. Martin was like, no, grandmama. It's not just nightmares. It's consuming me. Smitty and I just had a fight. He keeps pushing me and asking me questions. I don't want to tell him shit. So Vernon's like, what have you told him? And Martin was like, just that I'm stressed. But he's not buying that shit no more. And I don't know how much more longer I could keep it up. It's like eating me alive. And you can see that fear on Anita's face. And he's like, work and family and this secret is all adding up. It's like a weight that's crushing me, and I can't breathe. So Vernon was like, that should tell you something. So Martin was like, what are you talking about? I should come clean about that night. Vernon was like, I'm definitely not telling you that. You don't need to be coming clean to nobody about what happened. So nobody in this room believes that you can do that. It'll be right for any of us, least of all you. No, it was him, Anita, and Martin. Nobody in this room don't think that you need to be talking. So Anita was like, your grandfather is just talking about your future, baby. We just want you to think this thing through. So Martin is like, my nightmares and plans for a higher office, which is being the president, are completely unrelated. So Vernon was like, how can you be so sure, huh? You were wondering why the memory of what happened suddenly got worse. This might be the answer staring you right in your damn face. So Anita was like, what happened was terrible. But to have it exposed, for this secret to come out, would be worse than any bad dream for you, your family, and your children. So Mark was like, I love my family, and I would never do anything intentionally to hurt them. So Anita was like, then consider what your granddaddy is telling you. You could be having these dreams now because your gut is at war with your ambition. I was like, you gotta say that, girl. So Mark was like, it's not naked ambition. He gives this speech that he walks away from the legacy that his granddad, he walks in the legacy that his granddaddy left him, and then the name of the person who he carries, you know, Martin Luther King. And he wants to do good, and he feels that he can do more than just being in Congress. He wants to feel like he has a higher calling. So Martin gets mad as normal, like he normally does, and he storms off, tells him about to leave and get home to his family. Don't y'all got to eat too? I'm about to go. And Anita was like, Martin, baby. He storms out. He gets so mad and pissed off so easy. Calm the fuck down. So Anita was like, Vernon, I have a fear. Fear that this isn't going to end in any other way than terribly. Vernon, I have a fear that this is not going to end well for no damn body. And so Vernon goes back to working on his speech, but he's still worried about Martin. And then, you know, at the end, he finally finishes it. I guess he needed that little push from the whole Martin situation to help motivate him and get him on the right track with his speech. So Nicole met with Eva at the hospital hallway and gave her some insurance papers to, and they were standing in front of this particular girl's room. Get this insurance papers, we want to get these things processed for her right away. So Nicole tells her, why are you here? While you're here, there's somebody I want you to meet. So girl, when they go inside the room, the hospital room, is Laura. Back from the dead. Well, she ain't dead, but back. So Laura seems happy to see Eva and tells her that it's really nice to finally put a face to the name. I've heard so many great things about you. And we find out that Laura is on the mend, baby. She was there to do just like a slight orthopedic procedure, but she take her ass is out the hospital tomorrow. She'll be out tomorrow, and she should be back to work soon. So she's like, that's good news for everybody but you, Eva. So Laura tells Eva she's sorry for the short notice, and Eva was like, girl, it's all good. She knew that this gig wasn't going to last forever. So Nicole asked her if she had the updated paperwork so that she can compare the changes. So Eva said, no, it's at my laptop at home. I can go by and get it printed. I'll bring it to you. So Nicole was like, yes, that'll be great. So she needs a hard copy, and she can always drop it by after hours later. So Eva leaves after she tells Laura that it was a real dope meeting her, and she hopes that she bounces back quickly. So Laura tells Nicole that she's ready to come back to work, and Nicole finds out that the driver who hit Laura came back to look at the car and then left. So not only did the motorcycle person make sure that she was ran over, but the girl, we know was Leslie, got off the motorcycle to check the car, and then she left. It's like, you was doing too much, girl. You didn't know how to commit a crime. Was there anybody else that mattered in this episode? Nobody really mattered, but these two. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, the sexual tension that was on that screen during this scene, I ain't going to lie. I watched that particular scene twice. Ted was ghetto. He was thug. He was like, I meant what I said, bitch, and I said what the fuck I meant. I was like, oh, Ted. Oh. All right, let's talk about it. Next, we see Leslie come home with some groceries in her hand. Before she closes the door, Ted's fine chocolate ass walks through the door, stops her from closing it. She says, Ted. He comes in wearing his diabolical black, but he looked real good wearing that, honey. They look really cute together. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I love the chemistry that him and Nicole has. It's sexy. But this was a whole different level. I don't know what it was. So she asked him, what the fuck you doing here? And he tells her that she might have thought that she was the only one who could just creep up on people. He said, hell, two can play that damn game. So my mind immediately went, remember I talked to y'all like a couple of episodes ago about the picture of Eva and Leslie on the table. I was like, y'all could have took some older pictures and see Eva as she grew up over the years. It looks like they had just taken that picture like last week. Well, that same picture wound up being from near the couch to right on the coffee table, right there in the middle. So that was my mind went. My mind went exactly right there. So when they come back from the intro, so he's standing there in front of that damn table with the pic of her and Eva. So Leslie's like, oh, hell no, what is this? So Ted says, I followed your ass. That's what it is. I was in the neighborhood and I saw you coming out of the drugstore in Tacoma Park. You've been all up in my business about our little affair back in the day, trying to get up under my skin. How does it feel now that the shoe is on the foot? So Leslie was like, I'm warning your ass. I will scream so loud they will hear me all the way in PG County. He said, go ahead. I don't give a damn. Yeah, so Leslie's like, you will once the boys in blue show up and they see this poor, helpless, defenseless woman give a performance worthy of Viola Davis. You know, she get them cheekbones. So he was like, bravo. I've spent all my life raising my kids, building my practices. I've earned my damn respect. So it will be the word of a well-respected gentleman versus whatever you are. I was like, you better say that. So she was speechless. I know her pussy was wet because mine was. So he takes out the cash in a brown paper bag and says, "Here, this is every penny you asked for. Now we can avoid a mutually assured destruction. You take this and leave for good." And then he slams that damn okay, you can't see my fat meat. He slams the money on the table, and the picture of Eva and her like kind of bounced. And I was like, "Oh shit." That's what I... So then he gives her this sexy ass smile, and Ted's like, "Now listen closely, because I'm only going to tell your ass this just once. I'm all ears, Teddy. That's it. The well is damn dry. And stop circling my family like a fucking vulture. Cut the damn theatrics and leave." So Leslie was like, "That's easier said than done. I mean, my lease isn't up for another year." Ted was like, "50K is more than enough for multiple leases and enough for a fresh start somewhere else. It's not like you got any kids trying to tie your ass down." I was like, "Damn, Ted, you brutal, baby. You is brutal. I bet you was choking her when y'all was fucking. I know you would choke. I know you had your hands around her neck." I said, "Ooh, Teddy." So she turns and looks at him, and he was like, "Look, I apologize. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it." So she said, "No, save that shit. You never were good at apologies." So he says, "This is it. I will have my lawyer on. I got my lawyer on speed dial. Trust me. And you don't want another round with him." So she was like, right. You're a attack dog. I'm still surprised that he didn't drag me down to the abortion clinic himself to make sure that you got what you wanted." So he says what he wanted. I didn't know anything about that shit. So Leslie's like, "Isn't ignorance bliss? All I want now is what's coming to me." And Ted was like, "I paid you once already. Why I'm paying you again? I'll never guess." So Leslie was like, she stops him before he reaches down to get the money. And she said that she'll get it. She will leave. She'll leave, because he was about to pick the money where the picture was, and she reached down to get him out the way. He'll say, "You'll leave?" And Leslie's like, "If that's your ultimatum, then yes." He was like, "Damn, that was easier than I thought." I was like, "You want me to count it? Because you want to make sure it's all there? Because I don't need no bull." And so she runs over to the money and knocks over the picture so that he won't see the picture. And she picks up the money. And she says, "Well, how about we just call your little missus over here and we can all count this shit together." And she tells him that they can make a party out of it. She said, "Should I call Nikki or should you?" He's like, "For the last fucking time, leave my wife out of this." So Leslie's like, "That's rich, Ted. You involved her from the moment you decided to play house with me on the side, and then you tossed me out like yesterday's tabloids." He said, "Tabloids? Much more like New York Times bestseller. Did you forget the hefty advance I paid you on your way out?" Leslie was like, "You know what I damn mean, Nick. What we had was real. You got me pregnant." She said every syllable in that word. Pregnant. "But you had to keep your perfect little life intact." He said, "I made a mistake. I admit that. But I will always regret how I betrayed Nicole and my family." Les was like, "Oh, that's all you care about. What about the family that you threw away with me?" He was like, "You're right. I regret the pain that I caused you. I should have never made you think that I was going to leave Nicole for your ass. I see the pain. I see you hurting. But I will not let you destroy what me and my wife have built. Not now, not after all that we've done. I did my best to set you up back then, and you came back for more. Now, when I walk out of that door, this means this is the last time I will ever see you again." So she was like, "And if it's not?" He said, "Don't try me, Dana." Remember, that's Leslie. Dana, Leslie, all of. "Don't try me, Dana. I don't want to keep threatening your ass. I don't. But my threats are not empty. And I will do whatever it takes to protect my family." So while he was talking, we see Eva's ass come through the door, because the door was still cracked. Because remember, she was coming back to the apartment to get the paperwork. And I'm just screaming, oh my God, Eva, don't come in. So you could see Eva's face, and that music was like real intense. And so she sees Ted there talking to her mammy, and her eyes was like wide as plates, and she was in shock. So Ted was like, so you could see Leslie looking at the door. He was like, what spooked you? He looked behind to see what was at the door. She says, I looked spooked because how for the life of me I actually ended up with someone as arrogant and as entitled as you. He says, look, I'm not here to rehash ancient history. I'm here to bury it. Some free advice. Make sure this money lasts, because this is going to be the last dime that you get from me. And what you will see is a world of hurt. And that's not a damn threat, Dana. It's a fucking promise. He leaves and slams the door. I was like, if that was his last one, he did that. He did it. I'm sorry. The guy who played in Dreamgirls, there's CJ. What? No, yeah, he lied. That one, you better bring it. I know you will, because you wouldn't have gotten the part if you didn't bring it. But you need to bring it, baby. So Eva comes in like, what the hell, Mama? So Leslie was like, he tracked me down. He thought he could intimidate me. Joke's on him. And so Eva was like, what if he comes back? What if he sees me? She said, he won't. He won't be back. He thinks he's washed his hands of me, especially after I told him that I would agree to leave town. Eva's like, you did? She said, I had to get him out of here somehow. But don't worry, baby. We're playing by our rules, not his. We'll lie low for now. Let Ted think he's won. And the big anniversary bash, he least expects it, will make our move. And then Eva was like, this is so wild. She's on the floor. I ain't never seen this much money in my entire life. She said, oh, baby, and this is only the beginning. Eva was like, look, I get it. You like having power over Ted for once, making him literally pay for what he did to us. I wanted that too, but isn't this enough? I mean, so Eva, Leslie was like, Eva, it's not just about the money, honey. It's about blowing up his perfect little family and carving out a place for you in it. So Eva was like, what if it blows up instead? What if Ted comes clean to Nicole before you humiliate him? And she was like, you think he would have given me 50 stacks if he were planning to do that? No, trust me. I know what I'm doing, all right? We just have to stay the course. Everything I do for you, okay? Now, I'm going to go and we'll talk more later. You always come first to me. So Leslie goes and meets up with Ashley's mom. I can't remember that lady's name. And the other lady who works with Nicole, the heavyset lady. I can't remember their names. And they just gossiping. Some lady they talked about Fairmont Crest gossip about some lady who was drunk before noon, and she went off on one of her workers at the house because her husband's blue pills wasn't working anymore. His blue pill wasn't, you know what the blue pill is, Viagra. So Leslie finds out that Laura, they talk about, everything that's happening at the hospital. So Leslie finds out that Laura is doing well and she's going to be let out of the hospital tomorrow and be back at work very soon. So the lady, she apologized to Leslie, like, I know that's really going to be hard on Eva because Eva has really been doing great. So, so the ladies are getting ready to leave. And so Leslie's like, y'all go ahead. I'll catch up with y'all. So she picks up her phone. And next thing we know, let's talk about Ted and Nicole. So Ted and Nicole are talking. And so Nicole is busy talking about Vanessa. And Ted ain't listening. He's trying to do the fireplace. I guess they get ready to have a nice, yummy, nasty evening. But he clearly doesn't hear her. So she was like, hello, Earth to Teddy. Did you hear me? He was like, yeah, about Vanessa. He just tells her that he's been having some issues at the clinic and it's been on his mind all day. So Nicole goes into it again about Vanessa, how she did, bring everything up to Joey, and Vanessa calls him out, and they, Vanessa ain't going nowhere. So Nicole tells him it's very unsettling that someone you love is mixed up with someone so shady. And Ted was looking guilty as hell. So then we see Nicole again spraying Febreze. I think Febreze is a sponsor because I remember seeing Febreze little ad at the bottom of one of the episodes. So I think that Febreze is a sponsor, but she's been spraying, honey. So Eva arrives with the paperwork that she picked up from home, and Ted lets her in. He said, "Oh, look who I found outside on the steps." So Eva tells Nicole that their house feels like home to her. Now that Laura will be back soon, she gets that her time for enjoying all of this is coming to an end. And if I had something like this, I would fight it like hell to hold on to it. She kind of said the same line that Ted said earlier, to let him know that she knew what he said, because he was looking like, damn, that sounds familiar. And then she leaves. So Ted tells Nicole that Eva was such a good find for them, and Laura deserves to have her job back, but he sure does wish that they didn't have to lose Eva. So Nicole was like, do we? Being, between my practice and my charity work, I've been really, really busy. Would it be so terrible for me to have 2 personal assistants? So she's going to probably keep Eva, or, with Kat leaving, I think that Eva would do great working at Ted's practice, helping him. I think that would probably be a really good help. And so we see Vernon back, finally finishing his speech. And so he was reading over his speech about honor and bullies and stuff. And then we see Martin and the kids get ready to have dinner and sit down, have some ice cream with Smitty. Then we see Eva coming home really sad about the fact that she's going to lose her job. She was cutting on all the lights at the apartment. Just really sad, reflecting on how everything has been. I don't even really know what Eva is thinking right now, because she seems to be really... like she's loves her mom for everything that she's doing, but she really does like working. She found a part of herself that she probably never tapped into, and that she's found that she's really a great, organizer and stuff. So that's really good. And so with that, we see, who else did we catch up on? Of course, Vernon reading different things about his speech. I just didn't feel like writing that speech. But honey, he started talking about bullies and evil, and I was like, okay. We see the hospital room. We see Laura nestled in her bed, just resting, get ready to get out the hospital tomorrow. And so we see this nurse, honey, with this old wet and wavy shaking cold wig. That damn Leslie, dressed like a nurse. Honey, we see the friend who went by there to check on Leslie, to make sure she was good before hospital visiting hours were over. She leaves, so Leslie peeks around the corner, then she stops, and then the girl leaves, and so she finally makes her way into that room. Then that bitch took out a needle and put something in that girl's IV bag. I don't know what the episode was for today, but I'm excited about seeing it. But yes, and that was the end of the episode. He was like, evil will always be there, will be persistent. I don't know what Vernon said. I was busy screaming and yelling at the damn TV, because that girl, are you trying to kill her? Nicole and them had already, her and Eva are never on the same page. They're never on the same page when it comes to this plan. They keep talking about this fucking plan. Eva be doing one thing and Leslie be doing something else. I'm like, y'all need to chill. Y'all need to sit down and have a knee and figure this shit out, because y'all ain't got it together. But yeah, she went in there and did something to that baby's IV bag, to the point where either she not coming out, or she dead, or she is going to be a longer until they at least complete their plan. I'm like, God almighty. That thing had me so bothered. And that's how you tell a story. That's how a soap opera should be. That last one, 28, y'all could have trashed that one. I mean, like I said, Danny was in it. Danny did good. But, this one, intense. It was so good. So good. So good to me. So that is my recap of episode number 29. I'm on a roll. I'm almost at 30. Okay. Go ahead, Shar. Sometimes I don't think I got it in me, y'all, but I love this show so much that, I write the notes. I take stuff down. I'm looking, I'm listening, and I'm locked in. So it would be easier if I just sat there and just watched it without the notes and while sharing with you my point of view. But I like it. I really do like that I can watch this and then share with you, because I know there's so many people out there who watch this show. And again, I'm ready to be on there whenever they're ready. You know, I'm ready for my camera angle. Leslie, girl, you playing that, girl, you playing that shit. Girl, you were playing that. I don't know. I can't remember your name, but if you ever see this and you become a subscriber of me, inbox me. I won't tell nobody who you is, girl. I promise you. I think me and you might be the same age. I won't tell nobody like, girl, guess who I heard from? No, I ain't gonna tell that. Me and you gonna talk like, girl, give me your inspiration, because I would love to know how you, I could take acting lessons from you. I've never done, movies. Definitely haven't done shows. I've done, plays, but I would love to take acting lessons from you, because your tears, your expressions, how you choose to use your breathiness and your intense and you're very coy, and you're nice, nasty, and you have tails. I always say tails at the end of your words, because you never just say the word, but you give that one word so much life. You'd be like, oh, really? It ain't just, oh, really? It ain't just that. It's like, oh, really, Teddy? I don't know if Teddy is in the script, but I feel like you add Teddy in there because that's what you feel at the moment. And you do that shit. Now, you ain't better than Danny, and I love my Danny. I'm Team Danny all day. I can't wait for y'all to meet. That's who you need to be toe-to-toe with, Danny. Because Danny don't play this shit. Nicole is very demure, very nice, very one shoulder, nasty when she want to be, nosy as hell. But yeah, you and Danny need to really like link up, lock. Yeah, that's what y'all need to do. But anyway, okay, I've rambled on. I need to run some errands, and yeah, that was a really good episode. As you can tell, I really didn't look at my script much, my notes. I just really went word to word, line by line, precept by precept when it came to Leslie and Ted, or Dana and Ted, whatever her name is. But that was good. I'm very pleased. Thank y'all for coming to my channel. Thank you for watching. I am Shar, your recap auntie. And remember, I keep forgetting this, but as long as this is up there, you already know you got this. Let me turn this light around so y'all can see. You see that right there? Hopefully I wasn't dark the whole show. You see that? You got this. Okay? A lot of crap going on, but you got it. Whatever it is, you got it. You got it. So let me get myself out of here and run these errands real quick. And y'all have a good one. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.